Told you this week about how Springfield is in the political spotlight and front and center in the hot button issue of immigration.
Haitian immigrants as eating pets or dogs, so we do not have that in our culture.
I see a group of Haitian people, there was about 4 of them, they all had geese.
As a witness claims to see immigrants catching geese in the city.
Bunking all of those rumors, saying that immigrants eating wildlife and people's pets is just simply not true.
In their hand. And I saw that, I'm like, yeah, this has got to be reported.
So how many geese did they have?
No, they are not eating cats. And as our government said, dog.
Ohio faces rising tensions. Springfield, Ohio, a town historically home to around 60,000 working-class Americans, is grappling with a new reality as over 20,000 Haitian immigrants have recently moved into the area. The sudden influx has sparked a wave of rumors and rising tensions among local residents, with claims circulating about unusual activities involving pets and wildlife. According to some residents, there have been unverified reports of local animals, particularly cats and geese, being stolen and consumed by the newcomers. These rumors have gained traction on social media platforms like Twitter and Reddit, where users have shared alleged sightings and photos, leading to further speculation. One particularly shocking claim involves a vehicle stopped by authorities with over 100 cats inside, with suspicions that the animals were being prepared for consumption. Local geese populations have also been targeted in these rumors, with some residents claiming that the new arrivals have been stealing geese and eggs. However, despite the spread of such stories, there has been no official confirmation of these events from authorities. Adding to the tension are reports that landlords in Springfield have been evicting long-term tenants in favor of Haitian immigrants who are allegedly able to pay higher rents, reportedly subsidized by government welfare programs. These claims have caused frustration among many residents, who argue that the newcomers are receiving more support than U.S. citizens. Some locals have expressed confusion and concern, while others have attempted to avoid the new arrivals altogether. Many of the Haitian immigrants have been in Springfield for about 5 months, and while some have acknowledged the rumors, they largely dismiss them as unfounded. Immigration and housing issues. Residents of Springfield are voicing increasing concerns as the town faces a significant influx of Haitian immigrants. The newcomers, who have been arriving in recent months, are sparking discussions over housing, financial aid, and cultural integration, leading to mounting tensions within the community. Local residents have expressed frustration over the government's role in providing assistance to the new arrivals, with some claiming that the immigrants are receiving financial support for rent and living expenses. One resident noted, "They're being paid to live here, and I don't understand why rent isn't being charged." This sentiment is echoed by many who are struggling to keep up with rising housing costs. Some Springfield homeowners are even contemplating selling their homes, fearing they could be forced out as landlords raise rents to accommodate Haitian families who reportedly receive government assistance. The housing issue is becoming a focal point of the discontent. Many locals believe the Haitian immigrants are being prioritized over long-term residents, with one resident saying, "Every house now has a Haitian family, and I'm worried I'll be the next one evicted to make room for them." Others shared concerns about assisted living, claiming that it has become more difficult for Springfield's lower-income population to find affordable housing options due to rising prices. Cultural differences have further added to the tension. Some residents expressed discomfort with the way Haitian immigrants manage their properties, mentioning that they have noticed different yard maintenance practices, including the use of machetes for pruning. However, others emphasize that the immigrants are simply trying to settle into their new lives, and these differences shouldn't be a cause for conflict.
Nearly 20 pastors were here this afternoon addressing Springfield being in the spotlight.
People, high-ranking people in power, should try to control their narrative.
And let me assure you that if that was happening here in our city, I would have received complaints about it.
Their rhetoric, because what they say can affect an entire country. We believe in humanity. We believe that they can do better.
Locals are overwhelmed. Many long-term locals feel overwhelmed by the changes, particularly in housing and employment, as the town adjusts to the influx of newcomers. One resident, who has lived in Springfield for nearly 60 years, noted how rapidly the Haitian community has grown in recent years. They arrived about 5 years ago, and since then, the neighborhood has changed drastically. Houses are being renovated and rented out to Haitians, while locals are being pushed out due to rising rents, she explained. Many Springfield residents who have lived in their homes for decades now find it challenging to afford rent or even stay in their neighborhoods. I've been here my whole life, and now I might have to sell my house because I can't afford to stay, said one resident. Though these stories have yet to be confirmed by local authorities, they have contributed to rising anxieties within the town.
Over the last 4 years, at least 15,000 Haitians have come here to the small city, Springfield, Ohio. Now Springfield is in serious need of more school resources, translation services, and even driver education classes. Badly in need of medical services due to a severe shortage of health care in their home country. And it has rapidly and dramatically increased the population.
The number of these individuals who are not vaccinated from facts have a great potential for community health challenges.
Traffic issues. As the Haitian immigration population in Springfield continues to rise, local residents are voicing concerns about a range of issues, from traffic safety to housing availability. Many Springfield locals claim they have witnessed unsafe driving behaviors from new arrivals, with reports of near-miss accidents becoming a common topic of discussion. There have been a few times where I've almost been hit while walking. They're driving in the wrong direction or acting like they own the streets, said one frustrated resident. In addition to traffic concerns, residents are increasingly anxious about the strain on local housing. Some report that finding an affordable apartment has become a significant challenge, with many homes now occupied by multiple families. I searched for months to find a place to live, but the availability has dried up. There are rumors that landlords are overcharging Haitians and packing several households into one home, but I can't say for sure, shared a longtime Springfield resident. Residents are also expressing concern over the rise in social tension, with some noting the appearance of neo-Nazi groups in the city. One local, who has lived in Springfield for over 30 years, stated, "This is the first time I've seen neo-Nazis gather here. It's alarming to see these groups becoming more active." The resident further recalled hearing about an altercation between Klan members and locals, raising fears about growing divisions within the community. Despite the challenges, many Springfield residents maintain that they do not have personal issues with the Haitian community, but they worry about the rapid changes to their city. "I don't have any issues with the people themselves, but I've seen how it's affecting housing, prices, and the general atmosphere here," said another resident.
Some of them are talking about leaving Springfield.
There's ducks and geese all year long, and then to hear that people are feeding off of those wild animals.
But we need to stop this today, because Martin Luther King fought for this, and we cannot sit back and watch it.
Some of them are scared for their life. It's a little bit tough for us.
Strain on local services. One of the primary issues residents are highlighting is the overcrowding at the local Bureau of Motor Vehicles and Springfield's public resources. Long lines and wait times have become common complaints, with some locals reporting that up to 80% of those visiting the BMV are now Haitian immigrants. The lack of sufficient service lines and interpreters has only exacerbated the problem. One frustrated resident who has lived in Springfield for 7 years explained they only have 2 lines available, sometimes 3, but now each line has interpreters for Haitian visitors, and it's slowing down the entire process. Further complicating the situation is the increasing demand for Medicaid and other social services. Some longtime residents, including veterans, report difficulties in obtaining basic services due to the rising number of new immigrants competing for the same resources. One veteran shared his frustration. "I've been trying to get a Medicaid card since June. I had to provide proof of income and disability, and even though I did, they haven't processed it. Meanwhile, I'm competing with new people for services." Locals also claim that Haitian immigrants are quickly obtaining driver's licenses despite language barriers, raising questions about the testing process. "They're getting licenses fast, but how? Many don't speak English, and yet they're passing the tests," one resident commented. As the strain on Springfield services grows, residents are urging local officials to implement better systems for managing the influx, suggesting solutions like separate lines for those proficient in English to alleviate the burden on services.
Parents like for this period of time, they're trying to keep their children home, like by the time they see how things gonna be.
Yesterday, I spoke with Mayor Rob Rue. He's pleading with those that are amplifying these unsubstantiated rumors. He says that we need help, not hate at this moment.
The rumor, this speculation, things get like worse, and you know, people scared, like people are afraid to go out, like wait for a couple of weeks to see if things are gonna calm down or if things are gonna escalate.
Cultural clashes. A resident, reflecting on the rapid changes in the community, shared frustrations regarding what they see as a lack of integration efforts from the newcomers. I'm not sure if the local Haitians are even trying to blend in with our culture. There's a language barrier, and it's making everything harder for everyone, the resident explained. The strain on local services has been at the forefront of discussions, particularly in regard to, beyond the pressure of public services, some locals feel that the growing Haitian community is impacting the town's cultural fabric. One woman expressed concerns about a lack of respect and responsibility, mentioning incidents of property damage and general disorder. They've been tossing trash into the yard as they walk by, and I'm over it. It's disrespectful, she said, referencing specific instances where she felt mistreated. Cultural differences, particularly in the treatment of women, have also sparked conversations about how the town's values are being challenged. This culture mistreats women, and I see it directly, another resident commented, adding that they fear the town's cultural identity is being lost. As tensions mount, there are increasing calls for local authorities to step in and provide more support, with residents urging the town to reclaim its sense of community while fostering a smoother integration process for newcomers. Some residents have even expressed a desire for more decisive action from state leaders, calling on figures like Ohio Governor Mike DeWine to address their concerns. With the population continuing to grow, many locals are left wondering how the town will manage the cultural and logistical challenges in the months to come. That's all for this video, folks. We'll see you next time.